16 teams battling for the final 2 playoff spots in Wifflepalooza, and we're going to take you on the Mets' journey through this tournament. Mets are the 1 seed, so they face the 16 seed Lugnuts, so that means they get Franklin at 8:30 in the morning, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Franklin was locked in early, maybe trying to shield his eyes from the glare on Franklin's bald head, and he can't avoid the glare. Franklin, with his deceptive tactics, reaches first and then gets to second on the overthrow. And then Franklin does that in the second inning, which should be a crime before 9 in the morning. But Charwal gets the Mets on the board. He's been clutch in the playoffs the last couple years, and he continues to do what Charwal does. Mets now at 4-0. Mippy had his first triple of the season against the Bears. Then he had his second triple a little bit later. And here comes his 3rd triple of the season after having 0 in his first 10 years. He does get pegged trying to stretch that triple to an inside the park home run, though. 5-0 Mets. Charwal does it again. This one into the trees down the left field line. And it's 6-0 Mets. And then Taco breaks it open. Mets start pouring it on. Mippy, his first career home run off Franklin. And he lets him know. Chance to walk it off with a 10-run mercy rule, and Mippy grounds it down the first base line. That'll score JC. The Mets survive and advance. They move on to play the Millers in the second round. This is a double elimination tournament. Smit Dog on the mound. First inning, controversial play early, 2 outs. JC flares it, and there's some controversy whether he was out or safe.
But you had the better angle.
The crowd says out. Let's take a slow-mo look at this. Ball in hand. JC looks like he's just short of the base. Looks like the correct call was made. We stay scoreless going to the second inning. Second inning, the Blue Wahoos have been heckling Taco from behind the center field fence all at bat.
Oh yeah! He just needed some motivation.
And they provided the motivation Taco needed to give the Mets a 1-0 lead. Mippy, next batter, gives the Wahoos a souvenir as well, 2-0 Mets. Dr. K wasn't able to be here today, so Smit Dog had to pitch. Could have been a factor in this game. Bliss Jr. in the 3rd gets some revenge on JC. That's some revenge for JC leaving his dad back in 1946 when they used to play on the same team together. Cuts the Mets lead in half, and then 2 runners on, 2 outs. And JC gets the ground out to keep the Mets up 2-1. And then in the 4th inning, JC rips one up the middle like he's done so many times this year. Taco's in to score. Mets take a 3-1 lead. And that would be all JC would need. Bliss Jr. pops out to right. Taco with the catch. The Mets move on. Millers to the losers bracket.
We say 3-4.
Next round, Ducks versus Mets. Winner would go to the Wifflepalooza Championship, and this game started out testy.
Trouble, trouble.
Taco pops it up. Mippy yells trouble, and Face is like, shh, that ain't trouble. This would be a reoccurring theme. Stay tuned for this. And then Paperboy takes some offense to Taco warming up in the second inning here.
Freaking warm up. Who gets warm-ups in the second inning?
I don't know what the unwritten rule about that is, taking warm-ups in the second inning. Clearly it worked, though, as Taco gets Paperboy swinging in that at-bat.
No!
And then Face going through all the emotions after going down looking, 0-0. Second inning, another controversial play here. Bases loaded, 1 out. JC lines it off Taco's foot. Initially, the Ducks think Taco is out because it hit him in fair territory. However, upon further review, it hit Taco in foul territory. He must have listened to his Little League coaches when they taught base running. This loomed large as JC instead grounds out, but it's an RBI ground out, 1-0 Mets. And then Taco lines one off Face's foot. Face's foot is in fair territory, though. Therefore, that's a fair ball. Remember when Face took offense to the trouble?
Fucking in trouble. Ain't fucking trouble.
He says it ain't trouble for him. He's quick. Paperboy watches a slider go right down the middle, makes a mental note, and is like, I should probably swing at that next time. And so, He does, and he gets his revenge on Taco for Taco taking those warm-ups in the second inning. Mets lead cut in half. Fourth inning, Face gets locked in. Strikes out Charwal. JC just looking. Taco swing and a miss. And we've got ourselves an intense ball game. Want some more controversy? Stash. Deep down the left field line. A lot of the people behind home plate said fair, including some nonpartisan players. However, Stash didn't even flinch. He just gets right back in the box. And a couple pitches later, the ball don't lie, I guess. Deep to left center. He takes that slider right back up the middle. Mippy can't make the play on it. And the Ducks tie the game in the fifth inning. Winner goes to the championship, remember. And then Old Yeller, the momentum starting to shift in the Ducks' favor, rips one off the wall, then head first slide into second base. That's a young man right there. And the go-ahead run is in scoring position. But Taco doesn't care about that. He gets Sarge looking, and the Mets escape the fifth inning. And then playoff Char gets activated. Deep to the left center field gap off the chain link fence, leadoff single. Then 2 outs for Char again. Face remembers, sends a message, knocks the hat off. Couple pitches later, Char over the line. Taco with a great read on it, scores from second. Mets take a 3-2 lead. And playoff Char with another game-winning RBI for the Mets in the playoffs, and the Mets are on to the Wifflepalooza championship. The Blue Wahoos made it out of the losers bracket, so they come around to face the Mets. The Blue Wahoos would need to win twice, however. The Mets would only need to win once. First inning, TC on the mound, 2 runners on, gets out of it by a slow slider. JC just looking. Then Mippy, 2 runners on, facing Caveman Kershaw, who had run a triathlon earlier that day. Shout out to him. Caveman Kershaw down on strikes. Third inning, no score. Playoff Char. Taco with an incredible jump off the bat, scores all the way from first easily, and the Mets take a 1-0 lead. Then in the fourth inning, the Mets start stringing some stuff together. JC once again up the middle. Mippy around to score. 2-0 Mets. Next batter, Taco, up the middle. Charwal is going to score. JC's going to check in at third. Taco reaches second, and then Mippy, ground ball to left. Out at first, but 2 runs come in to score with the aggressive base running by Taco. 5-0 Mets when TC gets one back with a laser over the left field fence. He cuts the lead to 4. However, the trumpets were cued. And once the trumpets have been cued, you know the game's over. Taco absolutely feeling it. When there's a kick line happening in left field and you're the opponent, you know you're screwed. Your Mets are the 2022 Wifflepalooza champions. They advance to the playoffs, and they're going to play the Baby Cakes in the first round.